Hunter Johnson is a staple here in men's singles. He has 23 total medals this APP season, second most among APP pros. And we're started here on Championship Sunday. Chris Haworth going cross court with the forehand.
Well, that's a great get, using his length real early on here, Chris Haworth.
Chris Haworth, 30 years old, out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Played his collegiate tennis at Oklahoma State. How many times can I say Oklahoma in that one sentence?
4 or 5?
4 or 5.
Yeah.
All right, so anyway.
You tripped over 3 of them.
I know. It's a little early. Coffee's still kicking in. These guys have been warming up all morning, though. Jenna Hesser warming up Chris Haworth. We'll be seeing her later in women's singles. And Hunter's mixed doubles partner, Paris, warming him up just a few minutes ago.
And that's a big addition to Haworth's game there, is getting up to the kitchen line, taking that ball out in front, really creating some pace and creating some angles, as we'll see going through this one.
So a side out here, Hunter Johnson with an opportunity to put himself on the board.
Ooh, he'll take that one early on off the tape, as Haworth can't make the adjustment, but
this is the first time we'll see Hunter Johnson today, but we will see him 2 more times. An opportunity at a triple crown in the final event of the 2023 season for Hunter.
Oh, sneaks that one down the line. Good move there from Johnson. Haworth came over, rolled that backhand down the line, recovered back to the middle. But Johnson saw the opportunity. It's a tough ball there for Haworth.
Let's talk a little bit more about Chris Haworth. Like I mentioned, played collegiate tennis at Oklahoma State. He was an All-American in high school. 146-5 career record. That is
not bad.
Decent
wild.
record.
Yeah.
Wild high school record.
Fix those 5 losses.
Yeah.
Good one there from Chris Haworth. Hunter Johnson can't get it back over the net. Speaking of Hunter, 29 years old, from New Braunfels, Texas, played collegiate tennis at SMU, 23 APP medals won this season. Ask about his dream partner. Of course, in Chicago, it only makes sense to reference the great, the GOAT, Michael Jordan. Oh, good save, Hunter. Trying to keep that ball off the LED boards.
That's big from Johnson there. Haworth hugging the middle. And Johnson just sneaking that one down the line.
So a very even first game here so far.
So my key here for Johnson, he has hit a couple passing shots by Haworth, but I think eventually he's going to have to drop and come in. Haworth he'll use his length to his advantage and the action he gets off of his paddle.
Now we have seen 2 missed serves from Haworth already early here.
Ooh.
Good spot by Hunter Johnson. That's something that the further we get into this, we always talk about you cannot have unforced errors, but what is it about Chris's serve that he has a tendency to go a little long?
We'll hit that right after this point. Well, he's being aggressive on the serve, and especially in singles, I don't fault him for going for it. If you miss it, you miss it. You have to go big on your serve and try and put pressure on and not allow your opponent to just come in and attack off the return.
Oh, just wide. Well, we did see this matchup in Dallas, and that was the first time that Haworth was playing with that new gearbox paddle. Took some adjustment to it, didn't really feel comfortable. Now he's definitely more comfortable with the paddle.
Gets a little love off the net, Hunter Johnson does.
Well, and we saw him go away from it.
Yeah.
He used it in game 1 in Dallas, and then he switched and went back to his older paddle. Now he's sticking strictly with that new gearbox paddle. He gets a lot of action off it, hits some really good ground strokes, but still a little bit of a learning curve like we saw early on here with the serve.
You guys both do a lot of coaching in the pickleball world. How long does it normally take for a player to get used to a new paddle?
I mean, it depends. Lately, it's been taking a couple of months.
Yeah, because of the new technology and the way the ball comes off of these paddles. It used to be not as much because paddles were very similar, so it wasn't much of a difference. But now it's a huge difference. So you're seeing a little bit longer time and adjustment to get used to those new paddles.
And speaking of time to make an adjustment, Chris Haworth wants a little bit of it here in game one, calls a timeout with Hunter Johnson up 7-3 here in our men's singles gold medal match. Gives us a chance to talk a little bit about one of our great sponsors here on the APP Tour. It is our Tervis hydration break. All three of us have our Tervises. Normally it's a lot of ice water coming in here.
Hot tea.
Hot tea today.
Caramel brulee.
Oh, well, yeah, you had one of those.
You went a little bougie today.
So you put it in here and then it just stays warmer longer.
Keeps it cold, keeps it hot.
Yeah.
We love it.
Why not?
All weekend long. And I don't know about you guys, but going from the cold outside to the indoors, I still feel like I need to be very hydrated because that change of temperature is sometimes a little hard for your body to deal with.
Absolutely.
So, shout out to Tervis for keeping us hydrated all season long. We appreciate you guys. And back on the court, the men's singles action is getting ready to get back underway. So we saw Chris call the timeout here, trailing by 4 against Hunter Johnson. What do you think is the big key for him, Chad, coming out of this timeout to get himself back in this first game?
Well, the thing that Hunter's done so well at this point is getting Haworth to commit to that middle, and he's doubling up on that backhand down the line. Haworth, probably his favorite shot is that running backhand where he can angle it back cross court and really pull Hunter out wide. Hunter hasn't given him that ball yet. He's been going predominantly forehand.
That's a great return to serve there from Haworth. Put a ton of pressure on Johnson, kept him back, and put him on the move as well.
So it'll be a side out here. Haworth with a chance to cut into this lead that Johnson has built up. Haworth tries to go with the touch there.
He thought of 4 different shots to do.
I think he was going to go cross court with it and then changed his mind to go down the line there, but it was good shape on that forehand to get it down below the net. And I think we'll see Haworth start to go a little bit bigger with these ground strokes here as well. Try to throw the timing off Johnson.
We mentioned Hunter's success here on the APP Tour. Another aspect of that is one of the Johnson twins, either Hunter or Yates, have won the men's pro singles gold medals in 10 out of the 14 events so far this season.
Oh, great read right there from Hunter Johnson as Chris Haworth flips this back up right here, but he anticipated that so well. Haworth almost gets to it.
It's just too good there from Johnson. We saw him when he was warming up. He was really ripping into those ground strokes. He's come out here, put a lot more pace on than what we saw yesterday, not giving Haworth the opportunity to really settle in.
Good leave there by Chris Haworth. Can't imagine that was easy to do, though.
No, but that's a good job from both gentlemen. Haworth controlling the kitchen line, and Johnson staying back at the baseline, not coming in too prematurely. He stays back and works the drops. Just couldn't get one off the bounce for Haworth.
Well, typically we see Johnson coming up and playing that cat and mouse game a lot, but Haworth, the adjustment he has made is being able to use that reach and taking those balls out of the air, not letting anything drop. So then it's hard for Johnson to come forward into that cat and mouse. So he's just moving him around the court.
So now it's going to be Hunter Johnson who wants a minute to think things over, because Chris Haworth called the timeout when he was trailing by 4 to Hunter, and here we have him cutting that lead now to just 2 points.
Well, he's controlled the kitchen line. The last 3 points, he's been the one to get to the kitchen line first and control it, and now he's gotten back into this first game. So a nice little run, good adjustment here from Chris Haworth in game 1.
Haworth and Johnson going to be our very first gold medal match here from Rosemont, Illinois, but we've got 4 more to go after this, so stay tuned to ESPN Plus all afternoon, morning long, depending on your time zone.
Afternoon, morning.
Afternoon or morning.
I've never heard that combination.
Well, you know,
I'm just giving you a
afternoon
hard
East Coast.
time. It wouldn't be me if
morning.
I wasn't giving you a hard time.
Wherever you're at.
Wherever you're at, whatever time zone you're in, and join us for professional pickleball all day long on ESPN Plus. So Hunter calling the timeout here on the court. What do you want to see him do, Chad, right out of the timeout to get himself back into a rhythm?
Well, what Hunter has to be careful of here is getting too worked up. He needs to bring himself back in, get himself under composure, and use his heavy rolls. Get that ball to Haworth back below the net with a little bit more pace, forces that ball to sit up, and then he can step in and be aggressive.
Well, you hit it right on the head, Chad. It's the emotional part of it, right? All the skills are there for Hunter Johnson. We saw the frustration before that timeout, smacking the ball into the net. Get that under control, he's fine.
Chance here for Haworth to tie things up. Well-placed dink, though, for Hunter Johnson. So forcing the side out and a chance to extend his lead for Hunter. It is going to be a longer road to the gold medal here on Sunday than it would be for Haworth. I'll explain why right after this point.
Yeah, that's good shape and good pace on that one. Haworth not able to get up to the kitchen line, but yeah, like you were going to say, 2 double dips for Johnson to come through.
Exactly.
Oh, just out.
Wow, the fact that he got there and almost keeps this ball in.
There were a few balls on that point that Haworth just showed some really impressive skill to get back over. So for Johnson, because he came through the consolation bracket, he doesn't just have to win 2 out of 3, best 2 out of 3 to 11, which he just won 1 of right here. So game 1 going to Hunter Johnson, but he also then would have to win a championship tiebreaker game 2-15 because it's the double elimination tournament. So we'll get into game 2 when we come back, but game 1 goes the way of Hunter Johnson.
We save time when we buy and book online at discounttire.com.
Which means more time
Wait, take a check.
Kyle, it's pickleball.
Every time. 002.
Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online at discounttire.com.
Thanks.
Jake from State Farm, I really need to know.
Go spicy or go home, right?
What? No. What if I'm not sure I have the right coverage for my car?
Oh, your agent can help me make sure it's just what you need.
What if I accidentally hit a food truck and it gets covered in empanadas?
You can file a claim on the app. At State Farm, we're there for your what-ifs.
Thanks.
Oh.
That is spicy. That's for you.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
The Pro XR pickleball paddle answers the age-old question of how to get paddle speed and control with the same paddle and one grip, and this is it. Pro XR gives you more spin, greater control, and quicker reloads on every shot in the game because you always have that constant feel for that leverage and control and paddle speed that we're all looking for. Pro XR is the most revolutionary technology in pickleball.
We started this mission in tennis about 5 years ago. We've been perfecting our craft and our tools. We now see a phenomenal opportunity to take all that and bring it into pickleball to support an emerging ecosystem that's booming. And it's a super complementary partnership for us with the experience and the existing events that are up and running, the recreational element of APP. It's a fantastic 1 + 1 is going to equal 4. So we're thrilled to be partnering with APP.
Welcome back to the State Farm 2023 APP U.S. Indoor Championships. You're watching the men's singles gold medal match. That man right there just won the first game to 11. Hunter Johnson, though, with a long road ahead if he wants to win his first gold medal of the day, because he has to double dip Chris Haworth, who came through the winner's bracket. So got to win best 2 out of 3 games to 11, and then a championship tiebreaker game to 15. For Hunter, we've seen him so many times this season in a variety of disciplines, right? In pickleball, men's singles, mixed doubles, and men's doubles. How important is it for him to cap off the season with an opportunity just at a Triple Crown?
Well, it's big for him to end the season and then going into next season.
For sure.
So a huge spot for him right here, and to prove why he is one of the best males still in the sport.
He's the second leading medal holder here on the APP Tour. The only person who has more than him on the men's side is Andre Diescu, which is also wild because we're going to see him twice today, and he only plays in those 2 disciplines.
Correct. He does not play singles, so he doesn't have that opportunity.
Just
Haworth,
missing.
Yeah, Haworth just a little late there on that backhand. But Johnson has tested that backhand early here in game 2. See how much longer he goes to the backhand.
That was a great setup there from Hunter Johnson on the big serve. He got what he was looking for, but instead he pointed to the open court inside out. He attempted to pull that cross court, and there's another missed serve for Haworth.
Just standing up a little too tall on that serve there.
There, he fixed it in 17 seconds, right? Because that's what he wanted to do with the last ball, where he pulled to the forehand side. Nice job and good adjustment in game by Hunter Johnson.
Yeah, good deep ball there from Haworth. Johnson not able to catch up to it. Let's see if Haworth makes the adjustment on his serve here. We're definitely seeing Johnson go toward the backhand side of Haworth a lot more here to start game 2. He had success on the forehand side in game 1.
See that just rolling over just a little too much is Haworth. He's really trying to be sideline to sideline instead of staying inside the sideline.
Good adjustment off the tape there for Haworth.
Well, when you're playing against somebody that moves as well as Hunter Johnson, you are going for smaller targets. You are going for a couple of inches inside that sideline, if not right on the line.
That forehand from Johnson into the net.
That's right there. I mean, that's a half an inch from being absolutely perfect.
Haworth making the decision to let that ball go. Barely gets inside. Another look. Can't quite see baseline, but we do have USA Pickleball referees watching our lines here on Championship Sunday, trying to make sure things are absolutely as accurate as possible.
Haworth just a little late on some of these balls. They're getting even with the body. Needs to take them a fraction earlier.
Yeah, and you're talking about him being late too, Chad. It's not even on balls that he should be late on.
That
one right there again.
It's not a hard pressured ball.
No.
Yes, it's a deeper ball, but there's not a lot of pace on it. The preparation time is there. He's just a little late with that paddle prep.
Even that last ball, not the winner right there, the ball before that, he was late on that one too. He pushes that way wider than he wanted to. Just the timing not there completely for Haworth.
Haworth with a great place ball there, stretching out Johnson. Can't get the ball over.
That's making an adjustment now in about 9 seconds right there, because it's the same exact ball. And all Hunter does, though, is move his feet a little more, right? Just get in better position.
Saw Hunter shrug his shoulders after that last point. Feels like he was saying, that's it. That's what I've been trying to do this whole time. That time, cross court, little wide.
Good decision there from Haworth again. Recognizing that ball's going to the short court and the height of it. Oh, another miss serve.
So side out here. It's going to be Hunter back with the ball. Trying to tie things up here in game 2.
That's a great ball off a short hop right there. He made that look easy, did Hunter Johnson. Put a ton of shape on it and getting it to dip over the net.
Hunter's saying, how does he take that out of the air there? And again, it's a good ball. It's low. It's getting behind, below the net. But Haworth has become so good at using his reach, using his height to take those balls out of the air at the kitchen line. I don't know if we're going to question. I think Hunter's going to question that was a bad bounce. The ball never came up.
So another look at it here, and then Chad, explain what a bad bounce is here in indoor, because if you play outdoor pickleball, it may not be something you're used to.
Well, we still get it with outdoor courts. Sometimes there's a void under the surface. Here with the Pickleball United rolls, it comes down to not necessarily the roll itself, but the surface underneath the final layer. So sometimes it could be something as simple as just a small crack in the concrete that at times may cause a inconsistent bounce. So players playing that one. Johnson thought the return the serve was out. Haworth thought the serve was out.
That time, that one very much clearly in. So another look at it here.
So right now, it's basically both players need to let everything go and reset. And it's like so worried about everything external other than play the ball.
Well, the frustration comes into it here of blaming the referee, blaming the court surface, blaming the paddle.
Everything external.
And it's easy to let that manifest into something bigger.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening right here. And so good timeout here from Hunter Johnson. Regroup, get back in, focus on the game itself, right? Whatever happens, happens. Play it, and let's go from there instead of, okay, if something happens, it happens. There's nothing you can do about it, right? So just move on, next point, and here we go.
And what's cool about this men's singles gold medal match is even though Hunter Johnson is somebody that we've seen a lot of on the APP Tour in 23, he still is one of the relative newbies to the sport of pickleball. Chris Haworth, even more so. He started playing full-time just earlier this year. Started really playing pickleball in November of 2022, so really only a year and a little bit of change since Chris Haworth first properly picked up a pickleball paddle, and here he is. We've seen him in multiple gold medal matches so far this 2023 season, trying to finally get over that hump here and finish this 2023 with a gold. So for him to do that, since Hunter won the first game, he has to win the next 2 games to 11. If he drops one of those, then we go to a championship tiebreaker winner take all.
Haworth just rushed that one there, tried to get that roll down before Johnson could get up to the kitchen line. You see him just run through it. It leaves that ball elevated and an easy put away for Johnson.
That ball right on the line too as the line judge calls that in.
We'll take another look here. Yeah, right on the line. Oh, nice get.
Oh, my.
Oh, wow. Good get right there from both Johnson and Haworth.
Well, Haworth had to try to stop himself from running into the net there as well. Johnson was not expecting that forehand to come back from Haworth.
So it'll be a side out here. Haworth with a chance to extend his lead here in game number 2.
Well, that's big.
Great ball right there from Chris Haworth down that line. But again, what's he do right here? Nothing too big. Lets the paddle do the work for him.
Yeah, a little bit of a miss hit there on the return from Johnson. Gives that higher, shorter return. Haworth punishing it.
So now the score flipped from what it was in game number 1. Hunter had a 7-3 lead, and now Haworth with the lead, but that's 4 or 5. 5 missed serves.
4 have been out, 1 in the net.
Good ball positioning there from Haworth. Stretching Johnson sideline to sideline. Now, Hunter Johnson has had some back issues. He did have to pull out of Philadelphia singles due to the back issue. Looks like he's trying to stretch out the hip and lower back here.
You see Haworth coming over. Check on his opponent. Let's take another look at the play that stretched Hunter out here. Oh, yeah. You see just when your leg is all the way extended on both sides and then you slide. If you've got something going on with your back, that's a hard spot to be in. And like you mentioned, he has had injuries earlier this season. Has his right hand sort of on the small of his back.
He was kind of stretching his back out a little bit that last time out.
So Hunter Johnson, I believe, is going to take a minute. Yep. So we're gonna get a medical timeout here, which is different than when a player calls just a regular timed timeout. So walk us through what we can expect here.
So they get 15 minutes from the time that medical staff gets to him.
Okay.
So it's not from right now. It's from the time that the medical staff gets to him. Then they start the clock 15 minutes. After that 15 minutes, a decision has to be made. Now, if he does have another timeout, he could use it, but it's only another extra minute.
Sure.
But he has 15 minutes from when medical staff attends to him.
Okay, so Hunter Johnson is going to head into the medical tent, which means we have at least 15 minutes until action resumes here for professional pickleball on ESPN+. We are going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour.
The APP is presented by Skechers, PowerPlate, Yola, and Humana.
At Typical Insurance, you're just another senior.
That is the third health insurance commercial with seniors at a farmer's market.
Right? Don't get me wrong, I love a fresh heirloom, but it's like those companies think we're all the same.
That's why I chose Humana. Before I signed up, I spoke to someone who actually listened to what I needed. She told me about benefits that were right for me, like vision and dental, all in my budget. I finally feel in control. What are you doing?
Taking control.
Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
We save time when we buy and book online at discounttire.com.
Which means more time
Wait, take a check.
Kyle, it's pickleball.
Every time.
002. Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online at discounttire.com.
We started this mission in tennis about 5 years ago. We've been perfecting our craft and our tools. We now see a phenomenal opportunity to take all that and bring it into pickleball to support an emerging ecosystem that's booming. And it's a super complementary partnership for us. With the experience and the existing events that are up and running, the recreational element of APP, it's a fantastic 1 + 1 is going to equal 4. So we're thrilled to be partnering with APP.
From tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation performance. Knees will be slapped, suds will be sprayed. People won't know what hurts more, their cheeks or their sides. That's why he's already keeping himself in shape and razor sharp today with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
APP is presented by LS, Gamma, the Boca Raton, and Franklin.
Welcome back to the State Farm 2023 APP U.S. Indoor Championships. We are in the middle of a medical timeout here in our men's singles gold medal match. You see Chris Haworth still on the court, getting those reps in with Jenna Hessert, who's going to go for a women's singles gold medal in our next match. But Hunter Johnson is the reason we're in this medical timeout. Went down after the last point and now has a break to try and get whatever is wrong with him worked out before he comes out and tries to win this gold medal. So while we wait for Hunter Johnson, let's go ahead and look back at the Vlasic Instant Classic. That was Houston.
I got them breaking my back to make it out, got me feeling like rain. I ain't never need your help, I know you wishing me well, a penny for your toes, but seeing no change. Snap for the sun like Diddy, the riches got a mad ass son, I'm like Billy. I ain't never switch up, whole team with me, but known for my city like OAGZ. Set the pace as long as you finish, consumers find a way inside your business. Babylons, they try to dabble in it and they hate the fact that they may have to witness. You trying to aim for the top like this, and you're in your element with a fire like this, and then when you fall and they praying you miss, but it's all in the risk. I got you with the switch, you know.
Shout out to ABP killing the game.
So much fun in Houston for that event, and now I cannot believe this is our final event of 2023. But don't worry, we're not going to be gone long. The Discount Tire upcoming schedule with proof of that. January 3rd through the 7th, heading to Indianapolis for the U.S. Collegiate Championships and Midwest Open. That is going to be a whole lot of fun. Registration, you can find out the details at theapp.global. And then the APP Tour officially starts January 17th to the 21st in Punta Gorda. That is how we kick off our 2024 season. Back here at Rosemont, Illinois, we will be back shortly with the conclusion of the men's singles gold medal match. Stay tuned to ESPN Plus. We'll be right back.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour.
Hey, Jake from State Park. You know, it's really scary.
Popcorn with no butter.
No, getting insurance. I mean, what if the jargon makes me feel alone and in the dark?
Hey, at State Farm, we're there for your what ifs.
Sorry. Is that seat taken?
Get on up here, buddy. Let's go. Let's go.
Want some water? Yeah, for my cup of ale. I saw.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
One of the great things about if you've had an injury is with the Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, there's 13 locations that do same-day visits. They're called our ortho access visits, and you'll see an orthopedic specialist to help you sort these things out. We go through a stepwise evaluation process, and that begins with what happened, how did we get here, and that often can tell you a good deal of what you need to know.
For more information, visit ibji.com.
The APP is presented by Pro XR, C&D Nets, Discount Tire, and Sports Illustrated.
From tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation performance. Knees will be slapped, suds will be sprayed. People won't know what hurts more, their cheeks or their sides. That's why he's already keeping himself in shape and razor sharp today with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
From the Volpe family to yours. Fine cured meats we've been crafting since 1902. Our secrets are simple. Care comes from the time it takes to do things right. Character comes from the hard work and determination it takes to make it. Craft comes from the traditions passed down over 4 generations. Delicious doesn't need to be complicated. That's the Volpe way, where passion and love go into everything we do. From John and Armando and Lorenza and Gianna. From our family to yours.
We started this mission in tennis about 5 years ago. We've been perfecting our craft and our tools. We now see a phenomenal opportunity to take all that and bring it into pickleball to support an emerging ecosystem that's booming. And it's a super complementary partnership for us with the experience and the existing events that are up and running, the recreational element of APP. It's a fantastic 1 + 1 is going to equal 4. So we're thrilled to be partnering with APP.
Welcome back to the State Farm 2023 APP U.S. Indoor Championships. Watching the men's singles gold medal match. Had to have a medical timeout called by Hunter Johnson. Went down after the last point. He's trailing by 4 here in this second game. We'll get an injury update on him
Oh, nice ball.
right now after he placed that ball incredibly well. Chad, you got a chance to talk with him when he was on his way to the tent. What's the latest?
Yeah, I actually went over to him while he was being worked on. Different injury than Philadelphia, some tightness in the glute, tightness in the hip. So just trying to get that stretched out. And obviously in singles more than anything, you have to have that movement. So, it was hindering him a little bit as far as getting the ball. So.
Oh, nice reaction there from Haworth. Good job by Hunter Johnson coming in, but Haworth again using his length, coming across his body with that backhand cross-court winner.
And part of being here in Chicago, yes, it's nice here indoors.
Sure.
But after competing, you walk outside, you're in the cold weather, muscles tense up a little faster.
Certainly the walk into the convention center, have to deal with the cold, walk into wherever you're staying, and it is an added element here in Chicago for Chris Haworth. He's just 2 points away from taking his first game, but Hunter with a good response to that big serve.
Well, Haworth going with a huge float serve.
He was trying to throw it up into the lights.
He almost nipped the lights with it. He came pretty close. Right now, you can tell almost a little bit it's still not completely loose, because that was a little tight right there.
Yeah, legs were a little straight up.
And what he needs to do right now is rely on his stroke, rely on his shape. Replay of that injury when he went down, tweaked it.
Oh, what? What? Oh, Johnson actually overruled right there. His ball was wide.
So now it's Chris Haworth with an opportunity here to take game 2. And he does.
And I just don't like seeing this right now from Hunter Johnson. Unfortunate for him right now. I don't want to see him hurt right now.
So game 1 went to Hunter Johnson. Game 2 goes to Chris Haworth, which means we will have a third game, 2-11 here in our men's singles gold medal match when we return.
At Typical Insurance, you're just another senior.
That is the third health insurance commercial with seniors at a farmer's market. Right? Don't get me wrong, I love a fresh heirloom, but it's like those companies think we're all the same.
That's why I chose Humana. Before I signed up, I spoke to someone who actually listened to what I needed. She told me about benefits that were right for me, like vision and dental, all in my budget. I finally feel in control. What are you doing?
Taking control.
Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
If you like to dink, then Pickleball Magazine has what you're looking for. Our bi-monthly print publication will help you become a better player with instructional tips, drills, and articles from the top teaching pros in the sport. And you'll become a healthier, stronger player with psychological, nutritional, and wellness advice from experts in their fields. Finally, if it's product reviews or the latest news, we have that too. To learn more or to subscribe today, go to pickleballmagazine.com.
From the Volpe family to yours. Find Cure meats we've been crafting since 1902. Our secrets are simple. Care comes from the time it takes to do things right. Character comes from the hard work and determination it takes to make it. Craft comes from the traditions passed down over 4 generations. Delicious doesn't need to be complicated. That's the Volpe way, where passion and love go into everything we do. From John and Armando and Lorenza and Gianna. From our family to yours.
We save time when we buy and book online at discounttire.com.
Which means more time
Hey, take
for...
a check.
Kyle, it's pickleball.
Every time.
002.
Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online at discounttire.com.
The APP is presented by Selkirk, Rainstorm, State Farm, and Tervis.
Welcome back to our men's singles gold medal match here in Rosemont, Illinois. We are just outside Chicago and in the middle of what has been a great match, but with a few pauses in the middle of it. It hasn't felt like there's a lot of rhythm to this gold medal match so far because we had Hunter Johnson need a medical timeout in the middle of that second game when he was down by 4. He didn't get another point in that game, and so Chris Haworth takes game number 2. Hunter took game number 1. So now, if Hunter wins this one, we go to a championship tiebreaker game, 2-15. If Chris wins this one, then he wins the gold medal.
That's a good sign right there from Hunter Johnson as he did get nice and low through that stroke. We'll see if he can hold that up. He was getting some Theragun work. He was getting some gun work done on that back during the timeout.
I was talking with Jenna Hessert, who has been in Haworth's corner for this match. And she said the biggest advice that she was reminding Chris of is to just take a deep breath before the serve and focus on controlling what you can control. Saw a lot of that in game 1 and game 2.
That big ball. Yeah, great point and good control there from Hunter Johnson throughout, even though it was Haworth up at the kitchen line.
So Johnson with a 2-0 lead here in game number 3.
The ball just deep. But Johnson does have that ability to really put a lot of pace on a heavy dipping ball below the net. And at this point, it's what he's going to have to do against Chris Haworth.
Change
or just
of
have some
direction.
touch like that.
Yeah, beautiful change of direction there. Johnson going cross court. Little backhand dink. Out of the reach of even Haworth's long legs.
Johnson a little frustrated with that one. Looked like the ball caught that line, just skipped through a little bit.
Oh, and I think Johnson not coming to the kitchen line threw Haworth off just enough to overhit that last ball.
Good read from Haworth. Johnson saying he's got too long of an arm. But it looked like Johnson was going to go inside out. Tried to sell it to get Haworth to take a step to the left so he could slide it down the line. Haworth didn't bite.
But when Johnson takes an angle like that, so hard to get to.
That's a great ball right there from Johnson. Good volley. And like you said, AJ, angle.
Too big of a swing there for Haworth. Potentially a little bit more pace than he was anticipating coming from Hunter Johnson.
Johnson catching Haworth going back to the middle and then sends it right back to the same spot. Another look here.
We watch him hold this on his paddle as long as he can, and he just goes inside out at about 50%. But he sold it with his body movement towards the opposite sideline. And the inside out winner.
That time it was Haworth sending it right back where Johnson had been while he'd already made the move back to the middle.
Well, that was a better ball by Haworth, too, with the backhand roll. Good deep ball to the corner. Johnson had to try to recover back to the middle.
That was a beautiful passing shot down the line off the paddle of Hunter Johnson.
Well, just when it looked like Haworth was in control of this point, Hunter Johnson shapes that nicely on the two-handed backhand back down that line.
And Johnson, again, a little frustrated there. Ball got deep on him and stayed low. Needed to step up and take that earlier. That's a big forehand there from Haworth. Puts him on the board.
Clean off the Sketcher sign here on championship court for Chris Haworth. Did you hear it on the court mic?
Rather it go over the Sketcher sign cleanly. So a lot of side outs here in this third game in between points. What do you think is the reason for that?
You know, timing's off a little bit for both players right here. And we're continuing to see the serve issues for Haworth, but you know we've seen the timing issues from Haworth throughout these three games. He cleaned it up a little bit in game two. It snuck back a little bit. I think for Johnson, visibly not moving the same as he was in game one.
That time Haworth with the well-placed ball.
So what Johnson needs to do here is, because of he's not 100%, he needs to rely on his swing, being clean, and then creating shape. That's number 7 on the mistake board for Chris Haworth on serves. 2 into the net, 5 long.
Oh, that's a good angle.
That wasn't a bad ball either.
A little bit of help off of the end of the paddle there, but great angle there from Haworth to get the serve back.
So Haworth trying to.
Wow. 3 in a row.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, if I was Haworth right here, I would take a step back.
Physically on the court.
Yes.
Yeah. So now we have an end change here in our third game. Hunter Johnson up by 5 points, 6-1 here in this third game. Again, though, because he came through the back draw, if he wins this game, then we move to a championship tiebreaker game to 15.
And no one can see the smile on AJ's face because AJ's all about that game to 15.
I love it. Be your best on that day. Let's go. Leave everything on the court.
But yes, and we've seen a difference. It almost looked like game 2 for Hunter Johnson when he came back out after that medical timeout. He literally just wanted to get through it.
Sure.
He got through it. He almost had a point in the last point. He almost stopped playing and didn't realize the ball stayed in. And then once game 3 started, it's almost a completely new guy out here playing. He's found another kind of level or rhythm to his game, whereas he's focused on his stroke, his technique, and then has created some shape, and he's caused some issues here for Haworth early on.
So Paris Todd in the ear of Hunter Johnson, and you saw a few seconds ago it was Lee Whitwell now joining Chris Haworth's corner to give him some feedback, some intel with Jenna Hesser. So if you're Lee, you know her very well. What is she telling Chris right now?
Probably the same thing that we just said as far as the serve. Take a step back, still go for that same big serve. But also, Lee does an excellent job as far as the mental approach. And I would say right there was just getting Chris to be back present in this. We saw that he got a little bit frustrated with those missed serves. There's a reason why he's here.
Sure.
And he has to remember that.
This is his third championship Sunday in men's singles. Passing shot past Hunter Johnson there. Another look. Haworth has walked away with 2 silvers so far in this 2023 APP Tour season. Trying very hard to upgrade that medal color to gold here today.
So he definitely doesn't take a step back off the line. He almost hugged it even closer. But now he's kind of gotten on top of the serve a little more, right? So he's gotten closer and now starting to lean into it. Miss hit off the forehand volley for Chris Haworth on a good forehand from Hunter Johnson.
Goodness.
Disgusting.
Chris Haworth going all the way across the court. Another look. Sheesh, the shape on that thing.
All wrist right there. All wrist coming back across his body. And a little love off the tape. Never hurt.
That time Hunter being aggressive towards the kitchen line.
So the last 2 opportunities there for Haworth. Fixed the serve issue, but now he's rushing for that passing shot.
So now, too, if you're Haworth, you understand that there's a little tweak, right? And what's going to struggle? What would Hunter struggle with? And it would be getting extended, just like that last ball. He has to get Hunter extended as much as possible to get back in this third game.
Hunter Johnson currently in control of this third game, up 7-2, make it 8.
The ball just wide as well. So
another look here.
The error's creeping in for Haworth. Yeah, that ball's wide. Oh, that's too good there from Johnson. And he doesn't, one thing with a little bit of hindrance with the movement, Johnson isn't rushing through his shots. He's just making sure he executes.
And execute he did on that game 3 to win it 11-2. And so now we go to a championship tiebreaker game to 15. And this will be a winner-take-all to decide who takes home the gold in men's singles here at the State Farm 2023 APP US Indoor Championships. We'll set you up for that when we come back on ESPN+.
18 years from tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation performance. Knees will be slapped. Suds will be sprayed. People won't know what hurts more, their cheeks or their sides. That's why he's already keeping himself in shape and razor sharp today with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
The APP is presented by Pickleball Magazine, Vlasic, Drip Drop, and Volpe.
Retirement. It's not all one big vacation. It's great to find purpose by trying a new activity. Keep an active social life, but don't forget to make new friends too. As always, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Isn't it wonderful to be retired?
APP is presented by
Roots Farm fresh sweet potato fries. Crispy perfection awaits.
Need to sell tickets for an event? From Sports Illustrated's official ticketing platform, introducing Box Office. Managed ticketing for sports, festivals, fundraisers, and more, paid or free. And we go beyond the barcode. Introducing Super Ticket. Super Tickets are secured by blockchain technology and transform into exclusive digital content, promotions, and rewards between the event and guests. Cheaper, better, simpler, more secure. Sports Illustrated Tickets. Partner with us for your next event.
A special moment here on the 2023 APP Tour. That is our founder, Ken Herman. He is about to give Lily, there to his right, the gold medal for women's singles 3035. She is the youngest gold medalist ever on the APP Tour. She is the daughter of Megan Fudge and Ryler DeHart, just 8 years old. She and her brother, JR, always playing on the pickleball courts with your son Landon too.
Yep, they've got their whole little posse out there. But the funny thing, we were out there watching her gold medal match on Friday night.
Yep.
And she has the same come on, the same grunt as Megan when she plays, just at a little bit higher pitch.
It's the exact same.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's adorable. You see Megan Fudge there, bottom right of your screen. So proud of young Lily. That family traveling all over the country together this year in their RV. Little pickleball fam, Ryler DeHart now coming over to congratulate Lily as well. And it was so funny when we were in Houston. We had that break in the women's doubles, and Megan sprinted over to see how Lily and JR were doing. And this is another example of our players telling us it is way more stressful to watch someone I care about competing for a gold medal than myself.
I was laughing with Dom this morning. So Lily and RJ are playing mixed doubles this morning. Landon came early with us so he could watch them play. But so Landon had his hot chocolate. It looked like a coffee cup.
Yep.
They're standing over there on the court. There's 7 little kids, and they're all like hanging around, chatting, and it's kind of like looking at the pros when they all come in and they're having their little chat and stuff. This group of kids are out there standing in the middle of the court, talking strategy and everything, and they're standing there with their drinks, and it's the future of pickleball.
It's all the little court rats, we call them, running around, because what do? They get here in the morning. If they're not playing, they go right in their bag, they grab their paddle, and they just start court hopping. And they are like open court. They're all talking to each other. Hey, this match is almost done. We can get on
jump
here.
On that one.
And as soon as that match is done, like before they even tap paddles, those guys are on court.
There. Well, yesterday there were no courts available, and they actually made a net out of chairs next to the pro player tent.
Yep.
So they could just keep hitting pickleballs. I say those kids probably play more than anybody in the tournament they're like 11, 12, 13 hours of pickleball a day.
Oh my gosh, all day.
You love to see it. Congratulations to Lily Fudge. She is the youngest ever gold medalist here on the APP Tour, just 8 years old. She might be the youngest, but I have a feeling it will not be her last. We'll be right back here on ESPN Plus. More pro pickleball. We've got a championship tiebreaker in our men's pro singles gold medal matchup coming your way next. Stick around.
There's only one way now, just one way out. With every single breath comes crashing down. There's only one.
We save time when we buy and book online at discounttire.com.
Which means more time
Take
for...
a check.
Kyle, it's pickleball.
Every time.
002.
Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online at discounttire.com.
Ah, retirement. It's not all one big vacation. It's great to find purpose by trying a new activity. Keep an active social life, but don't forget to make new friends too. As always, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Ah, isn't it wonderful to be retired?
The APP is presented by Lexus, AARP, and PowerPlate.
The Pro XR pickleball paddle answers the age-old question of how to get paddle speed and control with the same paddle and one grip, and this is it. Pro XR gives you more spin, greater control, and quicker reloads on every shot in the game because you always have that constant feel for that leverage and control and paddle speed that we're all looking for. Pro XR is the most revolutionary technology in pickleball.
Hey, Jake from State Farm. I want that personal price plan. So how's this for personal? I draw mustaches on players' faces when they're asleep.
Coach Reed, you don't need to get that personal to get the State Farm personal price plan. It helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Oh.
Coach, it happened again.
I'm gonna get to the bottom of this.
Call or click to get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Having a tough time getting better? Our 3-day Level Up Pickleball camps feature a low student pro ratio and offer personalised training from the best pros in the game. Level Up will take you full circle through the point building process by teaching proper stroke mechanics, positioning and winning game strategies. Each camper also receives a personalised before and after video, an instructional manual, product discounts and more. Discover how good you can be with Level Up Pickleball camps. Visit us today at leveluppickleballcamps.com.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour.
The APP is presented by AG1, Level Up, Tervis, and Humana.
This is AG1, foundational nutrition to support whole body, brain, and gut health. Just one of these, or one of these. Shaken up in this. Vitamins, minerals, pre and probiotics, adaptogens, functional mushrooms, uncompromising quality, simplest possible routine. Since 2010. Start at drinkag1.com.
We started this mission in tennis about 5 years ago. We've been perfecting our craft and our tools. We now see a phenomenal opportunity to take all that and bring it into pickleball to support an emerging ecosystem that's booming. And it's a super complementary partnership for us with the experience and the existing events that are up and running, the recreational element of APP. It's a fantastic 1 + 1 is going to equal 4. So we're thrilled to be partnering with APP.
Welcome back to the State Farm 2023 APP U.S. Indoor Championships. Our men's singles gold medal match is going to a championship tiebreak, which means we are playing a game first to 15. This is because Hunter Johnson came through the back draw here in Chicago. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
And then won 2 out of 3 games in the first 2 out of 3 best to 11 against Chris Haworth. You must be beat twice. It's a double elimination tournament. So now it all comes down to who can get to 15 first. Hunter Johnson starting out with some great shots.
Oh, that's a good ball right there from Hunter Johnson to get on the board first here. I think Haworth missed an opportunity at ATP to get on the board first on the last point.
Ooh. Hunter tries to adjust off the tape, flipped his paddle like 4 directions. Eventually found the ball, but couldn't get it back over.
It looked like he swung at it about 3 times.
Swatting a fly over there.
And that's number 9 on the missed serve list for Chris Haworth. 7 long, 2 in the net. That's the spot to the right.
Yeah, with that tightness in the glute and hip, Johnson not able to fully outstretch on that forehand side.
That is an incredible two-handed backhand right there from Haworth. But what does he do on that when he took something off this right here and creates that downward angle?
Oh, Haworth doing a great job to get a paddle on that ball. Can't give it the lift that it needs to get back over the net, so it'll be a side out. Hunter Johnson trying to take the lead.
Yeah,
that's good angle there by Haworth.
That's a example of where a cut serve kind of did not do Hunter Johnson very well. That angle came out wider, and it gave Haworth the angle back cross court.
So another side out here. 1-1 the score for Johnson's serve.
And again on that forehand side there for Johnson. He's not able to plant the same.
Sorry, this match has had a lot more breaks in it than we're used to seeing, even in a championship tiebreaker. It feels like here, players are feeling each other out almost again.
Well, it's kind of a feel out process, but it's also kind of a who can execute, right?
Sure.
They know each other so well now. You've just played a game, and it went 3.
Oh, wow. That is a late call, and we are sitting right on the line, and that is not out.
That call very late there.
Ball caught the outside of the line. It's unfortunate right there for Haworth. That was a good ball.
Sounds like plays are going to redo.
So in a situation like this, when Chris Haworth insisting the ball is in, Hunter Johnson can come in and overrule the official and say that we'd like to replay the point. So that's what we're going to do right here. So Hunter sees that one out. Official sees it in. So let's take a look here. So the point is going to go to Chris.
So I think Hunter taking a timeout here. I mean, that's almost a situation where if you're Chris Haworth, Hunter Johnson just overruled and said replay.
Yeah. Do you do the same?
Do you
correct?
do the same?
That's where Hunter Johnson's a little upset because
Right.
it was close enough that he thought it should just be another replay, and Haworth doesn't give him the benefit of the doubt on that one.
So this is where this is still a sport where there's a lot of sportsmanship between players here. And so this is a situation, again, with officials. We have them watching every single line, but sometimes with our line judges in particular, there's a net in between them and the other side of the court. And so that was the situation that we've had on that previous point. That was called out by the official and then overruled by Hunter Johnson. So that's where there is this room still for the players who are the ones right on top of the ball, even with a better view than the line judges sometimes, to come in and overrule situations. So now it is a 3-1 lead here for Chris Haworth in our championship tiebreaker game to 15. Haworth has played in several championship Sundays on this 2023 APP Tour. He's walked away with a silver medal from each of them. Chance to win a gold here for him, but in order to do so, he's going to have to beat Hunter Johnson, second in our medal count leaderboard on the APP Tour for the men. And things like that are why.
Well, good control right there, the kitchen line by Hunter Johnson. And again, stretches out Haworth on the first ball and then even more on the second.
Just didn't get enough shape on that last backhand. Two good balls that had heavy topspin. And then that one just flattened out on him.
Great cross-court forehand from Chris Haworth.
Reach just too good here from Haworth. Fully outstretched.
Now Hunter Johnson with an opportunity to dig himself out of this 3-point hole he's currently in. That time Haworth just going side to side, making Johnson run for it.
Yeah, even though Johnson guessed right here, he was still pulled way off the court.
It was almost better anticipation from Haworth. Haworth was a step ahead, and that is...
So another missed serve here for Haworth.
10
and 8th long.
And if you're Chris Haworth, you hear that number and you just go, oh, that is 10 opportunities. That
nice.
ball called in here by our official. Another look at this one from Hunter.
Yeah, nice two-handed roll right there from
way
Hunter
inside.
Johnson. another nice ball right there down the line. Now he goes, instead of two-handed backhand, watch him go inside out forehand, but again, takes a little off, just enough to keep that in.
Hunter with an opportunity to tie things up here. And now it's Hunter making Chris Haworth use his legs, try and get to those balls.
Yeah, another good sequence here from Hunter Johnson. He's really getting Haworth outstretched and then come up big with those passing shots.
That time, Hunter with a little help off the net, forces the paddle to go under the ball. So a timeout called here on the court. I believe it's Haworth who called the timeout.
Hey, why are you pointing at me?
No,
You have something to say to me?
No, because I forgot that we were going to a game to 15.
So yes,
You know
this
how
is the championship tiebreaker
we
game to
usually
15.
talk about timeouts, and if this was a game to 11, you're 1 point away from the end change and a free timeout. But I forgot it was a game to 15,
and they changed it to 8.
Yeah.
So this is the time
Yes,
where you would
this is a good timeout.
But so what Chad's saying is we always talk about use of timeouts.
Sure.
If this is a third game to 11, taking a timeout at 5-4 just wouldn't make sense to Chad and I, because you get an automatic timeout on the end change at 6. Now in the game to 15, the automatic end change and free timeout is at 8.
Yep.
So we always talk about using those timeouts.
A 3 to 4 point run, and that's exactly what this is.
Correct. And strategically at 5, that's a good time to take this. Then you have the automatic one at 8, and then you have one on the backside then in your pocket to use. So in this sense, yes, it's a good timeout, but Chad and I would both agree that if this was a game to 11, using it at 5-4, not a good idea.
But a timeout called as Hunter has put together a little 4-0, make it 5-0 run here in our championship tiebreaker.
No, that ball dribbled over.
Went over.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
It dropped straight
I
down.
saw it get rejected. Never mind.
It dropped straight down.
Okay, so a 4-0 run.
It almost came close to hitting the bar, too, which would have been a replay.
Oh, good read from Hunter Johnson, though, in anticipation. He's there. He just doesn't get enough on it on that cross-court drop.
So tie game here, 5-all for Haworth serve.
Yeah, that ball was just deep.
So Chris is talking about I believe the LED board where Hunter is standing for the serve, the white. Players have talked a little bit about it this weekend. As you see right now, we put the logos up of the sponsors, and then as soon as the point spots start, they take them away, and we just have the tournament logo. That's good approach right there from Chris Haworth. Comes in and controls that two-handed backhand.
So it'll be a...
So Haworth was actually pointing for head referee Byron Frezzo, but I think they're going to have a discussion at the end change here.
So right now the score in this championship tiebreaker game is 6-5. See our head referee coming over and having a conversation with the line judge. And then that is, of course, our head tournament official.
Oh, I guess we're not going to wait till the end.
Ryler DeHart was walking by. I thought he was going to get us some information, but he just walked right by the discussion.
Yeah. So what Chris was talking about was the positioning that Hunter is standing to serve is the angle is right in the logo, the APP logo, which is
white,
bright
sure.
white.
Now, this is a situation, though, where we talked about in the Open, right? We talked about how players have to deal with the conditions and the differences indoor. One of the things you said, though, Dom, is that Everybody has to do that. And so Hunter has been on this side of the net. So walk me through why this is different, or if it is.
Haworth serves from a different location.
Sure.
Correct. And here, too, almost, I mean, in my opinion, you're almost at a gamesmanship, right? Like it's a gamesmanship thing now, because why? We're in the game to 15.
Right.
Hunter served from that spot numerous times already, and now all of a sudden
the whole match has been served.
Right. And now all of a sudden it's an issue. And what happened on that point?
Hunter
Chris said something, and then Hunter missed the serve. Yeah. That's part of that. I'm sorry, but it's part of it. I don't care who you are or what you're doing and what's out there. That's part of it, and he caused a missed serve.
Now this is, and this is another example of indoors. So the LED boards that we have around the court, including that large one back behind the baseline, this is exactly the same setup that we had in Chicago outdoors.
It's true.
But because you have the sun and the other elements outside, that whiteness was kind of washed out by the sun a little bit. Here, being indoors, the scoreboards and the LEDs are much, much brighter. So it's been something that has been brought up by the players here on Championship Court.
So back to action here. 6-5 is the lead for Haworth, but a side out immediately. Now it's going to be Hunter Johnson trying to tie things up.
A little miss hit. I think he thought that ball was going to bounce up a little higher, and ball goes off his edge guard.
Great ball from Chris Haworth, getting it behind Hunter Johnson as he came to attack the kitchen line.
2 balls difference. The backhand, bad timing, missed it. Forehand right there, perfect timing.
Another one, perfect down the line and on the baseline for Chris Haworth.
So now it is the end change at 8 here on Haworth's terms. Chris is up 8-5 here in our championship tiebreaker game to 15. The winner of this one takes home our men's singles gold medal. Hunter Johnson, for him, it is the first of 3 matches. Today, he will also play in mixed doubles and men's doubles. For Chris Haworth, this is his shot at a gold medal, his last one of the 2023 season, and he certainly wants it. So if you are Paris Todd right now in the ear of Hunter, what is the advice that you would give?
First and foremost, look at the two of us. We are not Paris Todd. Second of all,
if you were.
Second of all, what she's doing right now, she's probably, again, she's a very smart player in her own right. She's telling him the same exact thing. Create some more shape.
Yeah.
Get Chris bent over so he can kind of be digging up on the ball, allowing Hunter to come in. Right now, Chris Haworth is controlling the kitchen line just a little too much for my likes if I'm Paris Todd and Hunter Johnson. So I want to get him moving a little bit. And then when and where did Hunter Johnson find success? Honestly, when Chris came up and he created shape and moved him side to side.
Yep. It will be Haworth with the serve here.
That was a good ball right there. He had Haworth moving pretty much full sprint to his back.
And it was a flatter ball. It didn't allow Haworth to get underneath it enough on the run.
That ball sailing long. So it's going to be a point here for Hunter Johnson.
Oh, he missed it, though. He had the opening, and he executed perfectly with the big serve. Haworth kind of mishit that return, and then the heavy roll from Johnson got that easy ball.
Two great volleys there from Hunter Johnson. One on the backhand side, then the second on the first on the backhand, the second on the forehand.
Again, Johnson with the same idea to put that ball behind Haworth as he's trying to crash the kitchen line. Misses just wide. So it'll be another side out. That time he put it right where he wanted, but you see the grimace.
Well, it's the outstretch there. You see the right foot come over for him to lunge for that backhand. Siri thought I was trying to set an alarm when I said came over.
8-6 the score for Haworth's serve. That time Johnson put it exactly where he was looking down the line.
Yeah, that's big from Johnson there too. And the thing with these initial volleys is that he's not overhitting him. He's absorbing a lot of the pace. They're just block volleys, and it's forcing Haworth to have to do something miraculous on the run. That one, the ball just a little too high there from Johnson. A little bit of frustration showing as he walks over to grab the ball, and it's a little smack to the chair with his paddle.
These two have been exchanging serves for quite some time. We've been at 6-8 for seven or eight service sides.
You had Hunter Johnson talking to himself right there saying, stay down. He came up through that.
Both these guys right now, they're trying to rush their execution and get the shot off before either one is fully set. And what's ended up happening, we're getting some mishits and some larger misses. I think Haworth's calling that one in, though.
So Haworth calling that one in.
Yeah, that ball's in.
So it will be a point for Hunter Johnson. 7-8, chance to tie things up.
That ball right down that line. He paints it right there, does Hunter Johnson. That's a great two-handed backhand
ball.
right in the middle of that line.
And so now a tie game here in our championship tiebreaker game to 15.
Uh-oh.
A little bit of a run here. 3-0 run for Hunter Johnson. Finding a groove. Oh, that is pretty right there with the two-handed backhand.
Just caught the line.
It's like
no.
Inside the line.
Wow.
I feel like we've said that for the last 3 points that Hunter has scored, doing a great job. Just painting the sidelines, and that time
well, he had
Haworth outstretched.
He had Haworth leaning one way, and then he tries to recover going back the other way. And
great get there from Haworth, goes cross court, but Hunter Johnson ready for it, and again down the sideline.
Not for
the point.
If I was Haworth, I'd have called that timeout at 9, and he hasn't even thought about calling a timeout here.
Johnson with a 4-point lead here.
Now I'm calling a timeout for sure.
He's not.
He's not.
Sitting at 13-8, just 2 points away. He heard you. All right, so a timeout call.
Yeah.
On the court here from Chris Haworth as Johnson has built up a 5-point lead here in our championship tiebreaker game, and more importantly sits just 2 points away from winning the gold here at the State Farm 2023 APB US Indoor Championships. What has Hunter been able to do to not just take the lead, but to go on a run when we really have not seen that in this championship tiebreaker?
When you talk about any sport as a game of runs,
right?
You know you're going to have your opponent go on a run. Even if you go up, say you go up 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, you got to sit there and during the timeout and go, okay, I'm going to embrace them getting on a little run here. How Hunter Johnson has done it is he got into a groove, right? He got into a groove for about 2.5 minutes where he couldn't miss.
Cleaned up the timing.
Yeah.
Ball striking was better.
And Haworth refused to call timeout to get him out of that groove, and now he's dug himself a 5-point hole. Instead of taking it at like 9 or 10, he takes the timeout at 13.
And out of the timeout, Hunter Johnson with a missed serve. So it will be Haworth with a chance to cut into this lead.
Oh, nice reach there from Johnson. I thought that was a passing shot for Haworth for sure. Somehow Johnson gets a paddle on it and perfect touch. Haworth didn't even follow up either. He thought that was a passing shot. Rushed it again, just a little bit. You see that ball flatten out as he tries to finish a little too early. Comes across the body.
And I like the approach, but he's about a half step short or a half step late on getting there.
13-9, the score for Johnson's serve. Haworth going back to the same spot again and again.
That's a great job of deadening up that volley by Chris Haworth off the drive from Johnson. Oh, doubling up down the line is Chris Haworth. Nice job.
A little taste of his own medicine there from Haworth to Johnson, and now what was a 5-point lead has shrunk to 3.
Oh, he was there after the fantastic get by Haworth on the backhand. Kind of decelerated a little bit as he was coming through that forehand.
Oh, that's so good down the line from Hunter Johnson. You watch him just stay nice and low and drive through this.
And a chance to win a men's singles gold medal here for Hunter Johnson. And that is how he gets it done. What a show of resiliency from Hunter Johnson to double dip Chris Haworth and win the gold in men's singles. We will hear from the gold medalists when we come back.
Years from tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation performance. Knees will be slapped, suds will be sprayed. People won't know what hurts more, their cheeks or their sides. That's why he's already keeping himself in shape and razor sharp today with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
We save time when we buy and book online at discounttire.com.
Which means more time
Wait, take a check.
Kyle, it's pickleball.
Every time. 002. Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online at discounttire.com.
The APP is presented by AARP, Franklin, Leo Rivet,
and Pickleball United.
It's the Boca Raton Championship point. It is Hunter Johnson with the two-hander here, Chad.
Yeah, Hunter Johnson making excellent adjustments, adding some shape to those passing shots. Chris Haworth spread out all the way across the court, and an excellent finish there from Hunter Johnson. And A.J. McCord is courtside with both of our players.
All right, we are down here on championship court. What a great way to start our championship Sunday with the men's singles gold medal match. And we go to the championship tiebreaker game to 15. Give it up, this crowd in Chicago, for these two who gave us quite a show. All right, we're going to get to Hunter Johnson in just a minute. But first, Chris, this has been such a journey for you this year. You really got serious about pickleball just earlier this year, and now you're walking away with another silver medal in men's singles to wrap up your 2023. What are you most proud of yourself for working through in this season as you commit to this sport?
I'm happy that after maybe 6 months of playing, I think this was my 5th medal in singles. So still going for the gold, but I have a lot to be proud of this year, and hopefully next year I can get that gold.
Cannot wait to see you back next year. Ken, let's go ahead and get Chris Haworth his silver medal. All right, and now it's time to turn our attention to Hunter Johnson, your first match of the day. We're going to see you for 2 more, believe it or not. But you are somebody who has walked away with the majority of the gold medals here in men's singles on the 2023 APP Tour. How have you maintained that consistency throughout these 12 months?
Yeah, first of all, congrats to Chris. I mean, he's made a big step in the right direction. He's a great competitor. But yeah, consistently, that's the biggest thing, is consistency is key. And so being able to kind of grit down and win those tough matches kind of gives you that confidence going into those bigger matches every time you play. So yeah, just keep that consistency going and that belief, and hopefully it just works out. And I got 2 more today, so let's see how it goes.
Let's talk about those 2 more, because I know you've had a few injuries this season that have set you back a little bit. We saw you have to take the medical timeout here in this one. What do you need to do to be ready for that mixed doubles gold?
Yeah, just a little lower back issue. Chris is hitting hard and low, so I just had to bend down a little more than I have to usually. But yeah, just recover after this match and just try to roll out a little bit and get re-warm and hit a little bit and get ready for the next one.
And I know you'd like to walk away with 3 gold medals, but you're guaranteed 1. What does it mean to you to finish this 2023 season with the gold in men's singles?
Yeah, it's always great to get gold. It's always the ideal situation. But yeah, I'm super blessed. This has been an amazing year. Just couldn't be more thankful. Hopefully get a couple more here. Whatever happens, I'm just grateful and blessed to be here and playing pickleball.
We've had a great time watching you so far this season. See you in 2 more today. Give it up for Hunter Johnson, our gold medalist here in men's singles at the State Farm 2023 APP U.S. Indoor Championships.
Well, yet again, another gold medal here for Hunter Johnson on championship court, and that is, Chad, just grit and determination for Hunter today.
Well, halfway through the beginning half of that game to 15 tiebreaker, it looked like Hunter Johnson was in a little bit of trouble, and then he flipped it and went on an 8-point run of his own and really changed the tempo, changed the pace, and changed the whole structure of that game to 15, and just really made some high-quality adjustments. And that's what we always talk about is the adjustments, the in-game adjustments, help you come out in the end.
Well, Hunter Johnson makes some adjustments, comes out on top. Next up here on championship court, Jenna Hessert and Jessica Warren. They vie for the gold medal here on championship court on Championship Sunday here in Rosemont, Illinois. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more here on ESPN+.